A girl named Rose Cotter witnesses her mother's death, wakes up and is now a doctor who has a patient who keeps saying that he is going to die.
She doesn't matter. Everyone does. I'm gonna die. Nobody matters. She doesn't matter.
The doctor tells him that he has another manic episode. After that, Rose treats the patient Laura Weaver, who witnessed her teacher's death, who killed himself with a hammer.
Yes. A hammer?
Rose goes in to see Laura, who is huddled in a corner, all scared. Rose asks Laura what's wrong, and Laura tells her that she sees things that no one else sees. She explains that she sees herself as a person, but sometimes it seems like people she knows, and that it always smiles at her. Rose tries to calmly explain to her that she's crazy, but she keeps saying she's going to die. Laura looks at Rose and has a panic attack, gets scared and throws herself to the ground. Rose calls emergency, but when she turns to look at Laura, she just stares at her smiling and cuts her throat. And Rose is like, what the hell just happened?
What the hell?
And Laura dies smiling eerily. And so it begins. Welcome to Random Recaps. In this video, I am going to recap the movie. Some officers ask Rose what happened, and Rose tells them what happened, and tells them that before dying, Laura was smiling.
Yeah, she sounds fucking crazy to me.
Rose gets home, takes a bath, and drinks wine, when suddenly she sees someone in the dark smiling.
I'm so fucking scared right now,
Her partner comes and scares her.
Rose.
The boyfriend asks her what happened, and Rose tells him that a patient died. After that, Rose and her boyfriend go out with her sister and her partner, but Rose isn't listening to a damn thing they're saying.
You are coming Saturday, right? What?
The next day, Rose looks up about the teacher who killed himself with the hammer and realizes that when he died, he was also smiling. She looks out the window and sees as if someone is stalking her. She walks down the hallways, and in one room, she sees a patient named Carl smiling. Rose talks to him, but he keeps staring and smiling, and he tells her,
"You're going to die. You're going to die."
Rose calls the nurses to immobilize Carl, and we see that he was just sleeping. Dr. Morgan tells Rose to take a week off, since Rose works too much and hardly sleeps. After that, Rose buys a little train, goes home, drinks wine and wraps the gift, drinks more wine. This lady drinks a lot of wine. When suddenly the security alarm goes off, if she keeps going, she's gonna break all the glasses in her house. The phone rings, and the security agency calls her. Since they detected the alarm went off, the creepy voiced security chick tells her,
"Look behind you."
Rose looks and the phone rings again as if she had never answered the phone. Poor doctor is going crazy too. Later the cops come and they didn't find anyone in her house. Trevor arrives and notices that his girlfriend is anguished and scared.
Rose, did you break another glass?
Rose goes out to look for her kitty, but can't find it anywhere. Rose dreams about her mother that we saw at the beginning and wakes up. She starts listening to the screams of the patient who cut her throat. When listening carefully, she realizes there is a strange sound when suddenly Trevor goes to see what's wrong with Rose, and she's scared with a knife in her hand. The next day, a doctor comes to see Rose, and she tells her to help her because she's been seeing and hearing things. The doctor tells her she has stress and trauma from what happened with her mother, and they don't prescribe her any medication. After that, we see Rose putting on makeup trying to smile. Rose attends her nephew's birthday party with the little train. When they sing happy birthday, the music gets weird. I don't know what's going on. The nephew opens Rose's gift, and when they see it, it's not the little train. It's the cat that she was looking for that's now dead.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Everyone thinks Rose did it. Rose looks at a woman smiling at her. Rose yells at her to disappear, and everyone thinks she's even crazier. The woman appears in front of her, and Rose falls and gets hurt. Rose goes to the hospital, and the doctor comes to tell her he's worried about her and that she has to see someone. Trevor takes Rose home, and she tells him she's not crazy. Tries to tell him what's happening to her. Tells him that some kind of spirit is stalking her and believes that's what killed her patient. Since her patient told her things that are happening to her now, Trevor just has a face like I don't believe a damn thing.
What the fuck?
Trevor gets out of the car and tells her she sounds crazy.
Crazy. I am not crazy.
Rose and Trevor fight. She tells him she's in danger, and Trevor thinks she killed the kitty.
Did you kill Mustache?
No.
After that, we see Rose all haggard crying. Later, Rose keeps looking for information about the teacher who died. She hears something, turns off the light, and tries to sleep. In the morning, she almost gets run over. Rose goes to the professor's wife, Mrs. Munoz, who affirms her husband started acting differently, that he too saw things. Rose asks if he ever described what he saw, and the lady takes her to a room where she has drawings of what he supposedly saw, and we see drawings of people smiling. The lady tells her that her husband saw a woman commit suicide. Rose tells her that she too sees those things and that they're real, and the lady says,
"What are you, a fucking nutcase?"
the lady kicks Rose out of her house.
Get the fuck out of my house!
After that, we see Rose go to her ex Joel. Rose asks him to investigate the professor who killed himself, and they find out the professor did see a woman kill herself. They investigate the woman who killed herself and find out that the woman had also seen someone commit suicide. They watch the recording of how the guy commits suicide. And they realize that before committing suicide, he was also smiling. Rose goes home and finds her boyfriend and the doctor there since Trevor called her because he thinks Rose is crazy. Rose starts fighting with her boyfriend, yelling at the doctor, and leaves.
Why don't you just fucking make yourself at home?
Rose goes to her sister and tells her what's happening to her, but the sister thinks she's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
No, look.
They fight and Rose goes to her car. Her sister knocks on the door, and later her ex calls her, and they find out there's a chain of events with the victims, or like it always happens the same way except to one victim who didn't commit suicide. A Robert Talley who managed to save himself by killing a stranger and then passing the curse on to the witness of the crime. Joel and Rose go see Robert. Rose thinks maybe the victims don't commit suicide, but the entity kills them by controlling their body. In prison, Robert tells her the only way to get rid of it is by killing someone and having a witness see the homicide. Robert gets scared knowing she has the curse.
Not giving it back to me! Get out of here!
Joel asks what Robert said, but Rose doesn't tell him.
Nothing.
After that, Rose goes to get a knife, but the doctor shows up. The doctor talks to Rose and the phone rings, and it's the doctor, and the diabolical ghost thing tells her.
Almost time, Rose.
Covers her mouth and even drools on her. Later, Rose goes to the hospital with a knife and goes to kill Carl, the patient from before. Carl gets scared and the doctor comes. Rose takes out the knife and kills Carl, and the doctor takes off his face.
What the hell?
Wait, it was a prank, she was just dreaming. The doctor sees Rose in the car and notices the knife in the car. Rose flees and Joel calls her and tells her the police are looking for her. Rose tells him that if she's alone, the thing won't be able to transfer to anyone else, so she goes to her family's old abandoned house. At night, Rose lights a lamp and goes towards her mother's old room that sounds like she's crying. The demon takes the form of her dead mother and reveals that Rose let her mother die because she didn't ask for help.
I was 10 years old.
The demon smiles at her and follows her and grabs her from behind, choking her. But Rose breaks its arm and burns the demon. She leaves the house and the whole house burns down.
You did it, sir. I did it?
Rose goes to Joel's apartment and apologizes for dragging him into her life. Joel tells her,
"I'll stay with you forever."
And Rose realizes it's not Joel but the demon. Rose is scared shitless and Joel chases her, and we see that she never left the house. Rose sees Joel thinking it's the demon, but this really is him. The demon comes out and Joel tries to open the door. The demon rips its face off and we see how it opens its mouth to get inside her. Joel enters the house and finds Rose pouring gasoline on herself. Rose turns around smiling and sets herself on fire, killing herself and passing the curse on to Joel. And that's how the movie ends.